Do you know what I found? The more you know, the less you know.
Alright, everyone. I figured I'd do like a little introduction video because it's been such a while since I've been out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? Like, the whole YouTube thing was kind of like a blur, you know, with all the stuff that was going on and the different changes and stuff in my life. So everyone knows I'm kind of done moved on to something a little different now. I'm not into, I'm still in the cars, don't get me wrong, but it's just not like it was before. It's just, the passion is no longer there, if that makes sense. So with that being said, that's kind of like my backstory. Kind of want to welcome everyone to the new page, the Jewish Skeptic or whatnot. Going in a little bit of detail. So, you know, when my father died in 2022, it questioned my faith or whatnot, you know, because I wanted to know, like, I saw that he had this gargantuan belief in, you know, Jesus and all that kind of stuff. So with him being my role model, I kind of felt lost, you know. So I wanted to, everyone pretty much knows I've always wanted to be like my dad. So even growing up, I was a Christian, you know, in the church. My mom, my dad, they went to church, you know, and whatnot. Grew up Baptist. And, you know, once my father passed away, I just wanted to know, like, what is it that my role model looked up to so much to, you know, do what he decided to do or whatnot, you know, when it came to, you know, his life at the end. So I got into studying, started taking some online theology classes, you know. So I'm following different historians and even some anthropologists, you know, just trying to figure out different cultures and civilizations, mostly ancient civilizations, because, you know, the fact that my dad was a Christian, you know, I wanted to understand the foundation of the Christian faith. So that's what got me to where I'm at now. It's something I've been doing for quite some time now, and I've got to the point now to where I kind of just studied myself out of religion. You know, just understanding the origins and background of everything that consists of religion, you know, passed down from, 10,000 BCE, you know, like understanding all those different origins from different civilizations and stuff. So I'm not saying that I have all the answers to everything, you know, because there's still a lot for me to learn. But I've touched heavily on the God of Israel, Yahweh, which is the God I believed in for almost 40 years before I decided to become a skeptic atheist. You know, I've done some studying in Islam, I've done some studying in Judaism, you know, especially with me finding out that my ancestors are of Jewish descent from Africa, you know, with my heritage and the DNA testing and everything, you know, it actually comes back and it gives you like a different span of all different nationalities or whatever you want, ethnic groups, so that's probably the better word for it, that, you know, consist in your DNA or whatnot. So as I got a little bit more information, I started doing a little bit more studying, looking at, you know, how the last name changed and everything. But anyway, I got back to the roots to find out that my ancestors that actually came over, you know, during the Atlantic slave trade had a Jewish background. A lot of people say, well, how you figure that out? Well, this is 2025, man. You pretty much can figure out any and everything if you really want to, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of just wanted to do something real quick to get everybody kind of on the page that I'm on so everybody can understand the path going forward. You know, in the interim of doing this, you know, I've been putting this out on social media or whatnot. And I guess you really find out who your true family and friends is, at this point. Like, I've had people turn their back on me and everything since, I'm not screaming God and Jesus and all that kind of stuff no more. So, but that's cool, that's cool. I mean, this channel and this content is not to break anybody's faith, This is for people that are curious, people that want to know more outside of what they've been taught or what they've learned, in their church or whatever the case may be, or just whatever the case is, curiosity killed the cat. That's how I ended up getting here. So let me reiterate this. I am not here to break anybody's faith whatsoever. That is not my mission. That's not what I've been put here to do. So when I ask you, or I ask people who is the one true God, and you guys come back with these certified answers, that, YHWH or Yahweh or Yahoo, or I really don't care how you pronounce it. There's 30 different ways on how to pronounce the God of Israel's name. I got caught all up in the Hebrew roots movement and all that kind of stuff as I was elevating my knowledge and whatnot, but essentially it's irrelevant at the end of the day. People will come to the table and they got all this proof or whatever you want to call it, and I don't see it as proof, especially being skeptic. Like, my thing is, if you have a good conversation with me, you're gonna have to be able to prove it. Like, I don't care if it's through anthropology, if it's through a historical record or whatever the case may be. I'm just telling you, I'm not the type that's just gonna jump because you said it. You know what I'm saying? So come with some truth and some logic. And I will say this, and if I could put this in quotations, your feelings are not facts here, period. If you in your feelings and you're caught up and all this kind of stuff, and you tell me, I had this encounter with God and, he talked to me and blah, blah, blah. First thing I'm gonna ask you, which God is it? Because we know, there's so many of them, I think I personally counted over 10,000, since the beginning of human history and whatnot. So I'm not trying to be mean when I ask people, which God. And then when you tell me which God, some of them I know the origins of, some of them I don't, because there's so many of them. But I got the sources, as you can see, where I could pick something up real quick, take a look at it, boom, 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 boom. The conversations are more to make you open your mind instead of just being, especially charismatic about your one true religion or whatnot. I feel like that's what, I won't even say purpose, but that's the whole goal of this. Like, open your mind and see what else is out there other than what you've been taught or what you've been shown or whatnot. It's more to it than that, Going back to this whole God of Israel thing, it's a whole bunch of ancient apocalyptic literature. As you can see, this is one of my favorite books right here. I had no idea about this until I took a deep dive. I had a historian actually refer this book to me or whatnot. So I got in and started reading some stuff, and I figured out a whole bunch of stuff, and a lot of literature that's in that book is not in any of these Bibles. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of opens your mind up, and it makes you think. Well, if this literature is not in the Bible, what else is not in there? And let's just look at the original reason why we're talking. What makes your God the one true God? And considering that, I have access to this type of literature and this type of stuff nowadays, I know the foundations and the origins of where all this stuff started, the people who started it, the people who decided how they wanted to go about, worshiping their God and, whoop-de-woo, however you want to put it. So whenever you bring it to the table and you want to have a discussion about it, 9 times out of 10, these people, they don't know nothing about what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I poke the bear and not to try to piss anybody off, but it's just, you know, I've even heard people say, well, how you gonna believe that? I mean, what makes you believe that? I mean, man wrote that. Well, shit, man wrote your Bible too. So, like, you can't have both of them. You can't have the best of both worlds. Or I'm gonna take this and believe this because it's wrote by man. But then you got the same literature that's wrote by the ancient Israelites that no one has access to. No one really can decipher except for maybe 10, 15 people in the whole world. And once you get connected with the right people, you can get the sources that you need, kind of like this right here. You know what I'm saying? So that's like if I question you about your Bible, you know, well, how you know your literature is right? Well, how you know your Bible right? The same people fucking wrote it. Like, okay, so we can go back and forth all day on that type of shit. So anyway, at the end of the day, I wanted to just drop this little video to let everyone know that, one, this YouTube channel is not a car page anymore, you know, like I said in the beginning of the video or whatnot. And two, we're going a different direction, and everything is going to be based off of skepticism, you know, / atheism. And I'm gonna bring some really, really good people on the podcast. You know, we're still getting some things developed, you know, for the podcast, like the setup and all that kind of stuff. But it's gonna be some very, very highly valuable sources. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully one day I'll be able to get my boy Dr. Justin Sledge on here. You know, maybe Alex O'Connor. You know, Richard Dawkins. Professor Candida Moss, Richard Carrier, well, Dr. Richard Carrier. You know, those are just some of the people that I'm naming that are like philosophers or people that have like academic PhD studies. Damn, I forgot about Dr. Matt Baker out of Canada too. Shout out to him on Useful Charts on YouTube. It's kind of where my journey first started at, you know, dealing with Matt Baker. A lot of his charts is what open my mind up to be able to understand different avenues and everything on all these different religions and whatnot. But anyway, I don't want to get too long-winded. Like I said, this is no longer a car page. This is going to be a skepticism, you know, atheists, you know, more kind of like a debate. And it won't all just be about religion. It'll be about all different types of topics. You know, we may get on here and talk about something just as silly as flat earth or, you know, modern day politics, you know, and all that kind of stuff. So I just wanted to clear the air and let everyone know that, you know, I'm back and the content is going to be different. And I hope everyone will grow to enjoy the content that's being put out. And like I said, I'm not here to make anyone deter away from their faith. I'm bringing facts, you know what I'm saying? When I say facts, I'm talking about stuff from, you know, anthropology, historians, philosophy, philosophical, how do you say the word? I don't know. I'm kind of tripping over words right here right now. But anyway, you get the point, you know what I'm saying? Like, the people this stuff is coming from are like highly credible resources, you know what I'm saying? It's just not no quick ass Google search or no YouTube search or where you watch something that's clickbait or nothing like that. They're like, this is actually like some real shit. So anyway, I want to do this and I'm gonna get up out y'all's hair or whatnot, but stay tuned, got more stuff coming, and I'll holler at y'all next time.